Hey there, I'm Pam and welcome back to my makeup channel. We've got a little change of scenery for today's video, which is about makeup products I will no longer be buying. And there's a couple reasons I'm making this video. It's not just to talk about things that I don't like, but rather as a way to sort of hold myself accountable by putting it out there on the internet saying, I'm not buying this anymore, in an attempt that it will actually stick and I will in fact no longer buy those things anymore. So some of these things are things I actually don't think are worth my money or I don't think are good products. Some are things that I already have more than enough of, and others are sort of hopeful things where I can live without these and I don't really need to spend my money on them. So here we go. So the first product I no longer want to buy is matte liquid lipsticks. And what really made me realize this was getting 2 of them in the Odin's Eye mystery box that I bought. And while I was very happy with everything else that I got in that box, once I put these on my lips, it just made me realize this is not the kind of lipstick I want to be wearing anymore. And I used to be a big fan of them. I think this applies to many people. Matte liquid lips were all the rage a couple years ago. And then people realized like they're kind of crusty and dry and they emphasize all the texture on your lips. And they're just not really that nice or comfortable to wear. Like sure, maybe some of them last longer, but I'd rather a lipstick wear off than, be uncomfortable and emphasize every little bit of chapped lip I have. So I've decided no more matte liquid lipsticks. I won't be buying them anymore. And in fact, I'll probably be decluttering a number of the ones I have because to be honest, the last time I reached for any of them, I don't even remember when. It's been a while. The next thing I don't want to buy anymore is subscription makeup boxes. Not mystery boxes. I'll still occasionally do those because those can be fun and you have more of a concept of what you're getting. But specifically subscription boxes, I recently made a video on why resubscribing to BoxyCharm was a mistake. I have been a subscriber to Ipsy a long time in the past, but I just ultimately don't think these are worth it for me. I end up in most boxes getting 1 or 2 things I think are nice and I would like to use, but most of the things are products where you can go, oh yeah, I'll, use this cleanser one day when I run out of the ones I already have, or things that I just end up decluttering a year or 2 down the road. So I find subscription boxes just end up giving you quantity of product, like too much product that you won't actually use, whether it's because you have too much of it already or because you don't like the product you're getting. But I find most of it ends up going to waste anyway. So even if you're getting it at a deep discount, it's not worth it. I'd rather just buy the things that I know I want to try or that I know I already like. So yeah. And when I made my BoxyCharm video, a lot of people came in and were oddly defensive of it, which was very strange. Companies don't need you to defend them. But yeah, BoxyCharm, Ipsy, any of those makeup subscription boxes, not worth it for me. Don't want to spend my money on it anymore. The next thing I've decided I no longer need to buy is lip products, specifically from ColourPop. I like ColourPop a lot. I've liked every eyeshadow palette I've bought from them. They do they're pretty fresh line of tinted moisturizer and even powder foundation are some of my favorite products. Their Super Shocks are really nice. But when it comes to their lipsticks, I find they go off really fast and they don't perform all that well. Also, one big complaint I have is that the writing on the tubes comes off almost immediately. I don't think I even had either of these in my purse. I think they were just in a drawer, but all the writing comes off so you don't even know what you have other than the color at the bottom. But there's been a few products I liked. I tried just the bullet lips and they were nice, but both of them I had, one was a mauve color and one was more of a brownie nude. As they started wearing off, they left a fuchsia stain, which was just really weird and not the look that I was going for. I tried the blotted lip that came in a tube, really liked it at first, but they dried out really fast. I tried the So Juicy lip gloss. It was okay at first, and then it didn't take too long before it started smelling kind of funny. So I can't go through a whole lip product in a year or two. I like things that last longer than that. I know for those products, they mostly say best, within 2 years, but I've definitely had lipsticks, a lot of lipsticks in my life that have lasted way past there. And when a lipstick goes off in a year or two, it just isn't worth it for me. It means it's mostly going to be going to waste. And I've just found that too many of ColourPop's lipsticks go off within a short time frame, and I could be buying things that are going to last me longer and I think are more reliable in terms of their wear. The next type of product I'm done with is any lotion textured face moisturizer. I always thought that the more lotiony, thicker creams were better for dry skin and gels were more for oily skin, but I have learned that I am a gel girl. Any moisturizer that is a lotion texture I use eventually it starts pilling off my face. If I try to put makeup over it, it ends up being terrible. I don't know what it is. I'm exfoliating both physically and chemically, but not too much. My face is clean. I've left the moisturizer plenty of time to sink in before I try putting on makeup, but it just always pills on me. So when it comes to my daytime moisturizer in particular, I am a gel girl for the rest of my life. I use currently just Garnier Skin Active Moisture Rescue. It costs like $9 and it's just a nice light cream. It doesn't pill. It doesn't make my makeup funny. So yeah, that's something I've just learned about my own skin in particular, that it does not like lotion textures, so I can't use those anymore. Next, this is a quick one, but powder blush. I am so in love with cream blushes right now. I love the texture. I love how they apply. I love how they can look dewy on the skin. This probably isn't a forever one. I'm sure a few years down the road, I'll want to get back into powder blushes, but at least for the imminent future, powder blushes are out. Don't need to be buying any more of them because I have so many cream blushes that I really like using and that I should use up. The next thing I'll no longer be spending money on is setting or translucent powder. And there are two reasons for this. The first reason is that I barely use it. I like a sort of more glowy finish, and the only time I really use a powder on top is if I'm streaming, because when I'm streaming, I've got a ring light sort of right here in my face, just like shining off my forehead like a beacon. So when that happens, a little powder on the forehead, maybe the nose, so that I'm not blinding my audience, is a good idea. But otherwise, I'm not really a setting powder person. I find setting powder under your eyes just makes it crease more than it would otherwise. And the other thing is that I already have all these. Why do I have all this setting powder when I don't use it? Well, that's a very good question. I got this Naked Cosmetics one, I think in Ipsy, probably 7-8 years ago. I have about a quarter of it left, so I have hope that I will finish this one time. I also have this Derma Blend. This is huge. There's so much powder in this. I will never use this. I don't know why I bought it. This Becca one came in a BoxyCharm. I actually really like this. It's definitely expired. There's definitely no cooling sensation that this was supposed to have. What was it called? Hydra Mist? Yeah, there's nothing Hydra about this anymore, but the powder's still nice. And then I recently bought this Juvia's Place one that I absolutely did not need, and I was just being foolish. But either way, this is enough setting powder to last me for the rest of my life, so I don't need to buy any more. Okay, so for this last one, this isn't a I don't like this or I don't want this. This is more of a maybe if I say it online in a video, I'll actually stick to this. We'll see if that actually happens. But the other thing that I don't want to spend my money on is expensive tinted moisturizers. I don't wear foundation really. I prefer a BB cream or a tinted moisturizer. And what I found is that the cheap stuff is fine. My go-tos are the ColourPop Pretty Fresh tinted moisturizer. I think this costs 14 American dollars. I also really like the Ordinary Serum Foundation. I think this is maybe 8 Canadian dollars. I recently got the CoverGirl BB cream. This is $9, works great. These all work great and they're of a good price. But every once in a while I think, oh, look at this fancy brand. They've put out a new tinted moisturizer. And then you end up with the Fenty Eavesdrops for $42, which I don't even really like. I think this is actually worse than the 3 cheap ones I have. Or the Rose Inc Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum, which I actually do really like, but it was $65. Like, is this worth 4 to 6 times the amount of these other ones? It's not 4 to 6 times better than these other ones. It's nice, I really like it, but it's also going pretty fast considering I haven't used it all that much. So I'm going to try to not spend more than $30 on new tinted moisturizers because the cheap ones work great. Like, there's so many options for BB creams and tinted moisturizers in the drugstore range that you don't really need to be spending $65 on one, especially since it's, you know, I'm fine spending $80 on an eyeshadow palette because it'll last forever and it's something that's fun. It's something you can do a different look with all the time. This, you only want one color, the color that matches your skin, and you use it the same way every time, so it's not a fun product. So yeah, I'm hoping by saying this that I will stop spending $40 or $60 on new skin products when the $10 to $15 ones are absolutely great. Okay, so that's it. Those are the makeup products that I will no longer be spending my money on, hopefully, at least for the next few years or so. Please let me know in the comments if there are any products you in particular are swearing off, things that you've decided you don't like or you don't really need, you already have enough of. Commiserate with me if you don't mind. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.